But now your expertise is what do we do with frozen embryos? So talk to us about frozen embryos. What is this phenomenon?
It was brought up by Pope Benedict
Hmm.
in Dignitas Persona. It's the first time he poses the question.
Hmm.
He was lamenting the fact that there were hundreds of thousands of frozen embryos that the parents did not come back to get them. It's in Dignitas Personae number 19.
So where did they come
And
from? But where would they come from?
well, they're now in fertility clinics. They're left over
From
and
IVF?
unfortunately from IVF. And there is a remedy that Germany and Italy have passed laws that you cannot fertilize more than 2 or 3 eggs. And you can freeze eggs. That's okay. But you just can't freeze embryos who are children, unborn children. And so the problem was that these fertility clinics were out of control and they were fertilizing all of the eggs. And there could be 20 or even 30 frozen
Hmm.
embryos. Maybe a couple has 2 or 3 or 4 at home and they've got 20 in the freezer. And now they're done. And the woman's in her mid 40s and there's no way they can bring up their remaining frozen embryos. And then it's an absurd fate. At least that's what John Paul said in Donum Vitae. And because the parents did not transfer them and they were left over. Now, well, the first frozen embryo to be adopted was not adopted for another 12 years. Her name is Hannah Strigi. And her parents did not want to do IVF. They did not want a donated egg or sperm. They asked, could we adopt some of the orphaned embryos? And so she was born on December 31st of 1998, which is 12 years after Donum Vitae. And John Paul is saying, this is an absurd fate. If the parents didn't come back for them, now what? And
Right.
nobody could even imagine adopting a frozen little embryo that's barely visible. It's a snowflake, and each one is unique, like every little snowflake. That's where they got the name. So that is when, in 2008, Pope Benedict raises what to do with all these hundreds of thousands of frozen embryos. And of course, cannot give them to research. And that is carefully defined, that freezing is totally immoral, that there can be no justification at all any scientific breakthrough or save somebody else's life by terminating the child's life is unacceptable. You should not be giving them to research. And they cannot stay frozen because freezing also harms and kills them.